and welcome to Freaky Fridays. Today I would like to talk about why spirits linger here on Earth. It seems like when I used to do the ghost tours, I would be asked this question almost every night. And I would return the reply with, why do spirits linger anywhere, not just here in Gettysburg? And then they thought about it for a while and they shook their head and I shook my head, and neither one of us really had a good answer. So I decided to do some research and come up with an answer for my tours. I figured a good place to start would be with psychics. So I went to the popular psychics of the day and I read books by Sylvia Brown, James von Prague, and John Edwards. And I did get a lot of answers, and I'm going to share these answers with you and see what you think. I came up with 7 reasons why spirits linger here, not only in Gettysburg, but all over the world. Everywhere has spirits that linger. You've all been to haunted places before you came to Gettysburg. Maybe a house on your block is haunted, or maybe, great-grandma had a house and that was haunted. Spirits are everywhere. We only need to take the time to slow down and recognize things that are abnormal or paranormal, as it were. Okay, the first reason I came up with, and possibly in Gettysburg, the strongest reason would be sudden or tragic death. Now, during the Battle of Gettysburg, these soldiers were around 25 years old. They were just starting out in life. Many of them were newlyweds. Maybe they had a kid. But regardless, they were young and had everything to live for. It's no wonder why they would not want to go to heaven or the great beyond, or whatever your belief is. Everything was waiting for them here on earth, and they wanted to live a good and full life and grow old like most people do. But it was suddenly taken from them. Bullet snuffed out a young man's life, and he did not want to go. He wanted to stay and see his wife and kids again. And he resisted and he resisted. And I believe, as we are given a choice of what we want to do with our lives, we are also given a choice in death. Of course, we have to die, but whether or not we move on to another plane is a different matter altogether. So, number 1 would be traumatic or sudden death. Number 2 is one of the greatest emotions, and that is love. And people know how strong love can be, and let me give you an example of that. A mother is in the delivery room and she's about to have a baby, and all of a sudden the mother is struggling for her own life. The doctors can't save the mother, but they do save the baby. Now, I think this love connection between mother and baby is so strong that the mother says, yes, she wants to stay on earth. She wants to stay with her baby. She wants to raise that baby and watch it grow up. And that's only fair and right. But she can't do that anymore. She's stuck. She's stuck here on earth and refuses to pass on to heaven or the great beyond. Love can be so strong that it can cause people to do all kinds of things that they wouldn't normally think of. So love is number 2, and that is one of the most strongest reasons why people linger, I believe. The third reason is unfinished business. Some of us are very much type A people, and we have projects of all kinds, whether it be for work or personal projects or building a home. All of a sudden, you're not going to have that chance to work on a project anymore. And everything comes to a halt. How scary is that? It must be very scary for a lot of people. Maybe I'm one of those kind of type A people. I don't know, but I think there are a lot of people like that out there. And if given the choice, would you want to go to heaven or possibly hell? Or would you want to stay right where you are? Even only you were in spirit form. I don't know. You'll have to think about that one. Another reason is geographical elements. Now this one takes some thinking. And I did some research on this one as well. And as we were taught in school, energy is something that can never be destroyed. It can only change from one form to another. And I believe this is what happens when people die. There are certain forces in nature that are capable of storing energy. And some examples of this are quartz, limestone, and water. And we have these elements around us all the time. Let me give you an example with the quartz. Here's our bell striking in 1 o'clock hour. But quartz is in our watches that we wear today. They have little crystals, quartz crystals, that hold the charge, and they move with a frequency, and they store energy, and they tell us what time of day it is. Imagine a place like Gettysburg. Not only Gettysburg, but many places have quartz in the ground. You can dig here anywhere and find rose quartz or milky quartz. And I believe that truly does hold energy. Also, we have limestone here. And we are known for Marsh Creek and Rock Creek. So water as well not only can store energy, but it can transport the minerals like the quartz. If there's a flood, minerals can run downstream. And there's energy all around us if we only stop and think about it. One of the other reasons why spirits linger are separation anxiety, obligations, and hate. And I'll let you think about those because I'm pretty sure you can come up with your own answers for those. Maybe you have some more to add to the list. I would certainly like to hear from you if you have a number 8, and we can talk about it. Now I would like to talk about the different types of spirits that we encounter. And there are 3 of those. The first is an intelligent spirit. That's a spirit that you have some kind of communication with. Such as the guy I met down at Spangler Spring that day, who was a full-bodied apparition. He tipped his hat towards me, and that means he saw me, he recognized me, and he acknowledged me. And that's what happens with an intelligent haunt. The second one would be a residual haunt. Now this is something that goes on every day, every week, or on its own schedule. And this may be something that you hear in a house, something like somebody walking upstairs in a room. Maybe they walk around the room, sit down, get back up, walk around the room again. This keeps happening, and this spirit is there for a residual haunting. It only knows what its own reasons are. We can't figure it out. Sometimes we hear children playing and laughing, and they are residual as well. Intelligent haunts are the most unlikely kind of haunts and the rarest. And the third type of spirit is what I call visiting spirit. Now these spirits are here for a special reason. I believe they are sent here from God or our higher power, and they come to help us. They're on a different plane than we are, and we can't always see them, although sometimes they come in the form of another person. And I like to think of them as spirit guides or guardian angels, or just plain old angels, you know. Whatever reason, they're good people and they're here to help us. So I'm sure at one point or another in our lives, we've all run into these kind of spirits. And they're the good ones, and not to be afraid of them. But I hope I've given you something to think about today. When you're talking about the spirit world, you know, you can go on, and it's just endless, the varieties that the spirits come in and why they linger. But I hope I've given you some good ideas. So till next time, you take care. Please tell your friends about Freaky Fridays, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.